You take that barrier away from the fact that you think you can't be that big. And I remember I used to have a friend who owned a bodybuilding clothing store, and I would go in there. He goes, you got to be 300 pounds. I'm like, I can't. 300 pounds? I can't be. He says, you got to get to 300 pounds. And I was like 260 at this point. He's like, and I was already, one of the bigger. I was pretty big at 260.
Yeah.
He's like 300, and in fact, the Dorian was like 300. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can do this, because I was still growing. Like once I started taking anabolics and added GH in, it was just a matter of how much food I can get down my throat, and I was growing. I was growing like a weed, and it wasn't any magical drug combinations. I was doing what I needed to do, and I was using real gear, obviously, but it wasn't excessive amounts. I was using 1,000 tests a week. I was doing 400 or 500 milligrams of anabolics with it. I was taking 3-4 IUs of GH. I was experimenting with some insulin, some like Humulin R and stuff like that. But and you know what? I just, with the food and with the training, and I was getting really. I'm not strong by nature in terms of like, I'm not like, I see these guys that are like 160 pounds. They go in, they can bench press like 405.
Yeah.
That's not me. But as I got bigger, I got stronger. So when I hit like 300, I was inclining 405 for reps. I was lifting impressive weights, because I was just so big, and I used really good form. So I was just growing like a weed. And once you believe you can do it, you can achieve it.